Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and showing you some swatches of the Jeffree Star 2017 holiday collection, which I believe he has called the Holiday Glitter collection. Now I know I'm a bit late, this has been out for a while now, but I only really recently got my hands on it, and plus I needed to use all the products before I could do a definite review for you guys. So I bought one of the Pro palettes and I bought 4 of the Velour Liquid Lipsticks. I wasn't really interested in that much of the other stuff. I found some of the other lipsticks weren't really that wearable for my skin tone, and I just wanted to try and get ones which I thought would flatter me the most. So in terms of the Pro palette, he actually released 2. He released, I think one's called Ice Cold or something ice related, and then he did this one which is called the 24 Karat Skin Frost Pro palette. Now this is the first time he's ever done a Pro palette, as in there's a couple of shades in here. Normally he just does skin frosts. Now if you've been following me for a while, you would know that I haven't bought any of his skin frosts in a long time, because I found that the formula has changed quite a lot from the first ones, which were like King Tut and Ice Cold, which were very buttery, very thick, still very intense, but the quality was a lot more dense and I found it a lot better to use. I found that since then they've become quite gritty, very difficult to pick up on the brush, so I kind of stopped buying them. So you're probably wondering, why did I go and get this then? Yeah, because I'm a makeup addict, that's why. There's no other reason why I'm a makeup addict, and I really just wanted to just be one of those people who got their hands on this. But I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised. I find the quality of all of these to be absolutely excellent. There is no problems in terms of picking it up on my brush. I get a very intense highlight by using these as well. The only thing that I would say is that, yes, this is the kind of palette that would work with all skin tones. However, depending on what your skin tone is, there will be 1 or 2 shades that does not work well with you in terms of applying it to your cheekbones as a highlighter. An example I will give, the shade Dark Horse is too dark for my skin tone to use as a highlighter. It looks like there's mud on my cheekbones because my medium skin tone cannot handle such a deep shade. So this is the kind of shade that I'd be more likely to use on my eyelids as an eyeshadow. This shade here called a Geezer, again I find it a little bit too dark, and Legendary just about works for me, but I found that by using Legendary I had to mix it with some of the lighter shades to lighten it slightly, so it didn't look like I had blusher on top of my cheekbones rather than a highlight. So I have medium skin tone, and the best shades that work well for me were Liberace, King Tut and Sarcophagus. So let me just say that out of all of these shades, King Tut and Dark Horse are permanent shades, and the other 4 are brand new shades. Now if you've got deep skin, the best shades for you will be Dark Horse, Liberace, Geezer, King Tut, probably, and Legendary. Sarcophagus will be too light for you. So those of you that have got deep skin tones, this entire palette would be perfect for you. Medium skin tone, you'll be the same as me. Now if you've got very fair skin tone, Sarcophagus, King Tut, those are the only 2 that I find will work really well with you. By all means try the other ones. If you've got perfect skin, you can use those as a blush. I have textured skin. If I was to apply one of these as a blush, it would emphasize the pores on my face, the texture on my skin as well, and it just would not look flattering at all. Yes, this is a highlighter. They're very intense. So yes, it does show up imperfections on the skin, but not too much that it looks offensive. For example, today I'm using the shade Sarcophagus, and that's actually what I'm wearing on my cheekbones today. As you can see, it is a very intense highlight, but it works well and it doesn't look overly offensive or anything like that. So personally, I find the quality of this to be very good. I find the shades to be a little bit more buttery in terms of the texture, a lot more like the initial first ever bunch of skin frosts that came out, and they're not so much like the more newer ones. So you will be happy with this. When I ordered my liquid lipsticks, I ordered them from Jeffree Star Direct, and this sold out within minutes. So I actually got this from Beauty Bay, so I will link below Beauty Bay as well as Jeffree Star as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some swatches of this, just so that you can see what the shades look like on my medium skin tone. Okay, firstly in terms of the packaging, it's in a cardboard palette, and you can see there is like this floral kind of a design. It's completely flat, so you can't feel it. Well, you can feel slight embossing over it, but not too much. I really like this. It goes with the whole 24 karat theme. Open it up, it's got a nice mirror inside, and then this is what the actual shades themselves look like as well. So this first one here that I'm going to show you is called Sarcophagus, and this is a champagne-y ivory gold shade. Really nice quality, very nice texture. This next one here, which is a permanent, is called King Tut. This is probably one of his best-selling shades. And this, you can see, is a beautiful golden shade. Would work well on all skin tones. This shade here is called Dark Horse. And as you can see, it is a beautiful deep bronze shade. But as you can see on my skin tone, it is too dark for my skin. This next shade here is called Legendary. And this one shows up like a peachy pink on me. It's too dark for me to use as a highlighter. I can just about wear it, but I have to mix it with a shade like Sarcophagus if I want to wear it on my cheekbones. This shade here is called Giza. And this one is like a deep peachy shade. It's not quite like Peach Goddess, which I can wear. So again, this is one that I can wear on my eyelids, but not really on my face. And then this last one here is called Liberace. This one is a beautiful yellow gold shade. I actually really love this. I think that this people will like if you wanted to like Fenty Beauty's Trophy Wife, but it was too glittery for you and a little bit too intense. This is like the least intense version of Fenty Beauty's Trophy Wife. And what I've done is I've just brought it here to show you as a comparison swatch. So if you can see, this is Trophy Wife. This has got a lot of glitter in it, whereas Liberace does not. Liberace is a little bit more deeper in tone as well, whereas this is a little bit lighter. But I personally really like the way this looks on my face. And here is what they all look like from a distance, because sometimes up close my camera just likes to misbehave. So they're all very pretty, very intense, very soft, very buttery, very pigmented. And I give this palette a 10 out of 10 in terms of quality and in terms of shades as well. But like I said, I think the people that would benefit from this palette the most is deep skin people. Oh, the irony. And in case I didn't mention, I'm sure you've noticed, it's got the Jeffree Star logo design imprinted into the actual palette itself as well. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to show you are the Velour Liquid Lipsticks that came out with this collection. I have done many reviews and lip swatches of these lipsticks in the past. Please feel free to do a search, that way you can find them if you're interested in any of the other permanent shades or you want to do kind of comparisons, because unfortunately I own so many lipsticks and sometimes I try and remember what matches what and what is a dupe for that, and I'm like, I can't remember. So the quality of these is that they're not too thick and they're not too thin. They apply easily and glide onto the lips. They last upwards to 10 to 12 hours. I find Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks to be some of the best on the market. On me personally, they do not flake. They only fade towards the end of the day, and as they are a matte liquid lipstick, if you eat anything oil-based, it will come off with it, so you will need to retouch it. I find that with one thick layer is enough to cover all of your lips, but unfortunately two of these ones that I'm going to show you, you need to apply 2 layers because they do come off a little bit sheer. That does not mean that they come off patchy, it just means that you can still see your lips underneath. But even when I apply 2 layers, they still feel very comfortable. They look pretty. I really like the shade range which I've picked as well. So overall, I'm very happy with all of the liquid lipsticks that I bought from this collection, and I give them all a 10 out of 10. So I'm just going to show you them up close before I show you some swatches. This is the packaging. It's very holographic and holiday-like. But my favourite definitely has to be the actual packaging of the tube. It's covered in glitter. I love the way that it's full-on glitter here, and it kind of just fades into the actual colour itself, which you can see. It's completely smooth glitter. It's within the tube itself rather than it feeling gritty for you to touch. This is what the applicator itself looks like. I had to change which lipstick I was showing you because it was pink on a pink background and I was like, can't see. It's got a nice doe foot applicator. I've always liked Jeffree Star's ones, but he has changed them in the past. They're a lot less fluffy than they used to be now, so it makes application a lot more neat and crisp, whereas before I used to find fluff lines from the actual brush. It's got a little groove there as well, so it melds to the shape of your lip, and I overall really like the wand that it comes with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wipe off the lipstick I'm wearing at the moment, which is this Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Colour. It's a metallic one in the shade Shine, and then I'm going to show you lip swatches of all of these just so that you can see what they look like on my medium skin tone lips. So I've removed my lipstick, I've put a bit of foundation around my lips just to neutralize them slightly, and this first shade I'm going to show you is called Berries on Ice. So this is what Berries on Ice looks like with one layer. It's a beautiful deep berry magenta shade, but it is definitely one of those ones which you will have to layer twice. Now you can leave it like this if you want, but I already have kind of pinky purpley lips as it is, so even though I can still see remnants of my own lip colour through it, it's not enough for me to hate it. So I'm just going to layer it again. This is just so that I could deepen it slightly. I think it's a beautiful colour. I think it will work well on all skin tones, and I genuinely really like this shade, and I like the quality of it as well. It's almost dry. I don't find that these lipsticks, or this lipstick in particular, to be very sticky. I also find them to be fairly transfer proof as well. Once they're completely dry, they don't really tend to come off much. Like if you were to eat something or drink something, it wouldn't leave a mark on a mug. If you were to give somebody a peck on the cheek, it'd be fine. If you were to give them a full-on snog, listen, you're all on your own there, yeah? But just let that other person know that they may need Vaseline to remove what they've got on their face. So this next shade is called Poinsettia. I can never say it properly. Poinsettia. That's right, yeah? Yeah? You know, it's that little Christmas red bush thing. This is a metallic liquid lipstick. So this is Poinsettia, beautiful metallic Christmas red shade. Let's call it what it is. It's a Christmas red. It's metallic, it's full on, it's still wearable even though it is quite full on, as you guys can see. It's got a nice metallic sheen to it. It's got a great consistency to it as well. It applies beautifully and you only need one layer. I really like this metallic liquid lipstick shade. The only thing that I do have to say with Jeffree Star's metallic liquid lipsticks, I do find them to be a lot stickier than the normal ones. So like, my lips are sticking together, even though yes, it is drying, but even once it's dry, I still find it to be a little bit more tacky. But obviously, because it's metallic, it's got a different formula to it, so it is understandable. However, with some metallic liquid lipsticks, they can be patchy. I don't find this one to be patchy at all. I find that the colour is really, really pretty, and I find that it wears well all day long as well. This next shade here is called Human Nature. This one is a very gorgeous deep mauve shade. It reminds me of a darker version of Androgyny, but I personally think it's beautiful. I think it goes really nicely with my makeup look today, actually. Hey. This is another shade that will work well on all skin tones. It's beautiful. You only need one layer. You get full opaque coverage. It lasts well throughout the day. You can wear it in all seasons, and I absolutely think it's gorgeous. And this final shade here is called Santa Baby. So this is Santa Baby. This is a very deep red wine berry colour. Very pretty. I also find that you do need to layer this twice as well, because Like Berries on Ice is a little bit sheer, but it's not patchy at all. Once it dries down, it looks absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and I am genuinely very happy with this shade as well. So that's it for my review of the Jeffree Star Holiday Glitter collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are, whether you've bought any of the collection, whether you're planning to still. Let me know below. Other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and great, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.